Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Today I'm going to be installing a air cleaner air filter by Figure Machine for my 2008 Harley Sportster 1200 Nightster. So it's a pretty easy process, but I'm going to go ahead and begin on disassembling the stock box. Alright, so first thing what we're going to do is take off these two Allen key bolts, and it's a 13/16. So I'm going to go ahead and take that, and that plate will come out, and then I'll have access to take the bolts off for this main thing. Alright, now that those two bolts are gone, you're gonna go ahead and take out these guys. It's a T27 Torx bit, and that should allow this whole piece to be removed. Okay, now that the top part of the cover is taken out, all I need to do now is pretty much take out these breather bolts, and it's just a socket. I don't know what size it is, but once you take that out, then this whole piece is removed. Then I'm gonna go ahead and clean pretty much like the inside of this throttle body, and just get it nice and clean and get it ready for the new air filter. Okay, so the next step in the process with everything being disassembled from the stock box, so depending on what system you have, I have the Figure Machine USA one. Apparently there's different versions of this one, but for this 2008 Sportster, pretty much this is an internal passage version. So I know there's different ones where they have different bolts, and there's like a breather bolt and it goes to like another filter, and that's like your breather system, but this one's an internal one. So you see the passages here, there's keys that are right there that would go right in here and allow like that passage to go through right through into the filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap those on and pretty much slap this guy on just like that, with the original gasket being right behind it. So that guy right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then slap on these spacers that are supposed to go in between this thread right here and then this bracket right here, which is gonna be these spacers right here, using those bolts right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap that on and then further explain how it's gonna work. Alright guys, so we're about 50% done in the process. I just wanted to explain to you guys what's going on at this point. So with this bolts, I didn't have it fully seated in, but pretty much you'd slip this in, and these key passages right here that I showed you earlier, that's going to be this opening that you see right there, that little block. So that's going to be your, like the passage for these guys to be able to breathe into the filter. Instead of having like an external breather and like another filter, I think this is a much cleaner setup. Figure Machine really came through with the design, but with this bolt having a breather like that, and like you could see right here that it's hollow inside, so it's allowed for breathing. The only thing that you would have to do, and this is very famous for Harleys, because these motors vibrate so much, it's recommended to use blue Loctite. So these three right here that are going straight to the throttle body, and then these guys that are going straight to the motor itself. So blue Loctite on this guy, blue Loctite on these guys. Pretty much slap these in all the way, let it cure, slap the air filter on, and it'll pretty much be good to go. So a very simple setup, I like it. So what people say and what they recommend after you install the air filter is pretty much to get like a tune or some sort of fuel pack VP3 system. And what that does is it allows like the performance of the air filter, the exhaust that you have, pretty much get the most out of your bike. And it has to do with air fuel ratio and just a bunch of different like factors in the tuning process. But otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and slap on the filter, and then, you know, I'm gonna go for a test ride to see everything's good. If it does, on decel, if it does pop a lot, then that means it's running really rich, and there's a lot of like unburned fuel that's just going through the exhaust, and that's probably where I would need to get a updated fuel pack system, because surprisingly this bike already has a fuel pack legacy. The only issue is that it's not, for some reason when I turn the bike on, it's not like staying on like the, I guess like the monitor LCD screen of the fuel pack legacy. So it might be a power issue. If not, I'm probably just gonna upgrade anyways to the VP3. It's just newer, and the one I have is super old, and it's really not that expensive either. It's, I think, only $350 or $400 around there. So super cheap for a tune for this guy. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the end of the installation. There was one more thing I just wanted to point out. Completely up to you guys if you want to do this, but what I did was, because there's holes here on the bolt for breathing, I marked a little point on the bolt with a Sharpie, just to know that when you screw this in all the way, like if you look on this side, you can't tell where the side of the hole is on the bolt. But if you look at like the Sharpie point, like right here, I think right now it's somewhere here, and that's kind of where you want it, is to point like downwards towards the filter for breathing. It really doesn't matter, because all this around here is a channel passes through for breathing that would just go straight back down. So it's completely up to you guys if you want to do that. I just did that for the sake of knowing where that like hole is, and just being able to preferably have it point downwards. Otherwise it really doesn't matter. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for the installation. Figure machine air cleaner for 2008 Harley Sportster 1200 Nightster. Looks really clean, so much better than this. The plan is to black out like the rest of the covers, like the valve cover up top and everything, just to make it more stealthy looking, even like the dipstick and like the cover around it. So make it more to my taste. Otherwise guys, that's pretty much it for the install. If you guys have any questions on what I did, just please feel free to comment down below, and I'll happy to answer you guys' questions. Otherwise, that's pretty much it, guys. I will catch you guys later, and I will keep you guys updated as always. See ya.